Welcome everyone to our CM1 tutorial series. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to apply your previously imported CSS theme to a template you built in CM1. Please note, during this tutorial, we'll be using version 1.7 of CM1. Before we get started, let's recap on what we have done in our previous tutorial. First, we needed to gain access to the CM1 themes directory to be able to create and edit themes in CM1. You can achieve this either by directly logging in to your server machine where CM1 is installed, or remote accessing to the themes folder. In our first tutorial, we demonstrated making a copy of the percussion theme folder and modifying it to get our own theme to work. After copying the images, JavaScript files, and necessary CSS files, the theme showed up in our CM1 UI under the Style tab. In this tutorial, we'll start by creating a site and a template from scratch and apply our theme to it. The key in applying your themes to your templates is making sure that your region names in CM1 match with the div IDs used in your CSS file. So let's get started. First, we need to go and create a new site. In this window, I can name my site and type up a short description for my site. In the next window, I'll be given a selection of templates that CM1 ship with. In this example, I'll be selecting a plain template and customizing it to match my needs. I will then name my template and click on Finish. Next, I'll need to make sure that my theme is already applied to the template that I've just selected. The way to check this is by selecting the template, going over to the Style tab, and confirming that the theme is applied to the template. And as you can see, this is the theme that I've already applied in the first tutorial and is now applied to my template. In order for me to customize my template, I'll have to go and modify my regions, which you can also call divs, to match with my CSS file. In this case, I'm going to rename my first region. I can also apply any styles that I have to that region, and I also have the option to override any sizing information. I will now go ahead and rename my first region. And immediately, I can see changes in my template. And if I add another region, I also have the opportunity to go and rename that and apply a class to that as well. Let's give a name to the region. You can keep creating regions and renaming them in this exact order. So let's go a little deeper. In this case, I add another internal region inside my header. I'm going to give it the appropriate name to match with my CSS. I also know I need to apply a style to get it to resize. And go ahead and delete the sizes that CM1 applies, so that my CSS sizes get applied first. In this case, you can see that the region has already resized itself and positioned itself in my template. I can go ahead and do the same thing in my main section. Give it a name, give it the same class so it will size and center appropriately, and I'll also go ahead and remove the override sizing information. From here, I now can create some of the internal divs. In this case, I divide my header into two pieces, so I can put different widgets on the top and different widgets on the bottom. I will also go ahead and name this appropriately to match with my CSS. Naming your regions is very important when it comes to making changes in your CSS file, so they will directly pick up in CM1. In this case, I named those two internal regions and actually go and divide the first top region so that I may put something on the left and something on the right. I will go ahead and name this one to match with my CSS and call it logo because this is where I would like my logo to go, and remove the override sizing information. I will also rename the one on the right hand side where I might later want to put a search box or a quick sitemap link. I'll now go ahead and create a region in the body section so you can see how my classes are going to be applied to it. So here I'll divide my main section into two pieces. On the left we'll have my slider image, and I'll name it to match with my CSS. I'll also associate a class to it, which will style the banner. And immediately you can see that the image associated with my CSS will appear in the template. On the right hand side, I'll also have a similar box and name that and associate a class to it as well. I'll remove all of the override sizing information, and my template will pick up my CSS immediately. This now concludes our second tutorial on Percussion CM1. If you have further questions or would like to read more about this topic, please feel free to go to help.percussion.com/CM1. Once there, you'll find documentation on everything CM1 related. Also, please feel free to post comments or questions to our user forum under CM1 General Discussions. Once comments or questions are posted, our Percussion team will respond accordingly.